My friends, welcome to the Electric Viking. BYD is at it again. I recently reported on BYD being the first company on planet Earth to be able to sell their EVs at the same price as they do their ICE vehicles. Now, the reason they were able to do this is because the cost of their batteries at a cell level went below $100 per kilowatt hour. It's actually at around $96 per kilowatt hour. Now, that figure was actually given to us from BYD themselves. So it's not some made-up figure that people are pretending they know about. It's actually from BYD, and it makes a lot of sense. Look at the pricing they've got for their EVs in China. It's insane. It's on par with their ICE vehicles. In fact, in some cases, it's actually cheaper. So BYD was the first company to do it, and as a result, their sales are absolutely skyrocketing. Now, BYD delivered over 40,000 plug-in electric cars in a single month for the first time in their history in June of 2021. Now, what impressed me even more than that was the fact that 80% of all BYD car sales globally were EVs, well, had a battery in them anyway. So in June 2021, BYD sold 40,116 passenger plug-in electric cars, which is 207% more than a year ago and a new monthly record. Now, BYD sold a total of 50,000 cars, and like I said, more than 41,000 of those were plug-ins. It's fantastic to see BYD progressing like this, guys, after a few weaker years, primarily due to the coronavirus and a number of other market factors. It's really impressive. You know why this is so impressive? Well, the Chinese market right now has more than 400 players in this field, more than 400. So the market that BYD is competing against is stronger than it's ever been, far, far stronger than it's ever been. It's going crazy. But like I said, BYD's key to success is their in-house developed LFP lithium iron phosphate batteries that they launched in the new Blade battery pack, which will increase energy density and lower costs. Now, keep in mind, many of those 41,500 plug-in vehicles that BYD sold over the last month didn't actually utilize BYD's new lithium iron phosphate blade battery with its 800 volt architecture. I've reported on this architecture in a number of other videos, guys, so some of the key followers to this channel, you would know everything about what I'm talking about. But without going into specific details, this new platform, this new electric skateboard is far better than BYD's old platform. Now, BYD is in the process of using this platform in its new EVs, some of which haven't come out yet, some of which use the old platform and the old batteries. But very soon, BYD will have every model in their stable using the new Blade battery pack. Now, the Blade battery pack enables BYD to not only sell these vehicles at a lower cost, it enables these vehicles to have a far higher charging rate and, to be honest, to be just much better vehicles for a number of different reasons. So let's be realistic here. Their new cars are going to be better than the cars they're selling now. Not all of them, but most of them. What's this going to mean for BYD's sales? They're going to be through the roof. BYD will not be able to sell anywhere near as many vehicles as demand. They will have no chance of meeting the demand on the market for, I think, at least 3 to 4 years. So if you want a BYD car and you're in China, or you're in Australia who's just about to get them, or in the UK where they're about to come out soon, you want to get your name on an order list very, very soon. Now, guys, I'm not affiliated with BYD in any way at all. I don't live in China. I don't have any affiliation with China. I stayed in China for a few months. I lived in Taiwan for a year. And to be honest, I'm not pro-Chinese. I'm not pro-anything. But when I see facts, I simply state them. BYD is going to be the biggest player in China within 5 years in this space. And that is the auto market. So, really interesting to me was the breakdown of vehicles. Out of this 41,000 vehicles, 20,000 were full EVs and 20,100 were plug-ins. So, 50% of that 41,000 figure were full EVs. Now remember, quite a number of those 50% aren't using this new platform. Just imagine when they all are. Now, the new platform isn't the only thing coming. BYD has a number of vehicles. I'll put links in the description to all the vehicles. There's heaps of them that BYD have just released. There's a medium-sized SUV. There's a small SUV. There's a sedan. There's heaps of new vehicles coming out from BYD, and all of them will be utilizing BYD's new 800-volt Blade battery system. Not only the system, it's also their new skateboard, which is their new 3.0 system, which is better in so many ways than BYD's old EV. So this is really just the start of the S-curve. This is really just the start of, I think, exponential growth for BYD. Now, plug-in hybrids and all-electric cars are selling at a comparable number now at BYD. So that's mostly thanks to the Quin Plus DM PHEV, a new blade battery-powered Quin plug-in hybrid that surged to a record 9,300 sales in June. And also the blade battery-powered Quin Plus EV is doing really well with 4,500 sales. Now, interestingly, the flagship model, the Han, sold 8,400 units in the month, but most of those were full EVs. So 5,800 of those Han models were full EVs, while only 2,500 were plug-in hybrids. Here is the full breakdown. BYD Han EV sold 5,815. Year-to-date, 39,000 sales. BYD Quin Plus DM PHEV sold 9,300, 21,400 sales year-to-date. The BYD Han PHEV sold 2,500 with 13,550 sales year-to-date. The BYD E2 sold 4,000 with 12,700 year-to-date. BYD Song PHEV sold 5,500 with 11,300 year-to-date. BYD Tang PHEV 4,200, 9,000 year-to-date. BYD Quin EV and the Quin Pro EV 2,000 sales with 9,000 year-to-date. The BYD D1 280 with 9,000 year-to-date. The BYD Song EV 2,000 with 5,400 year-to-date. The BYD Yuan EV with 1,200 and 5,400 year-to-date. BYD Tang EV 330 with 2,500 year-to-date. The BYD E6 157 sales with 1,655 year-to-date. The BYD Song Max DM has 586 year-to-date. BYD E3 0 470 year-to-date. BYD Quin PHEV 0 410 year-to-date, and the BYD EA1 0 243 year-to-date. Now, some of those models have been discontinued. That's the reason for no sales for those models in the month of June. And remember, the Yuan Pro and the Yuan Plus, new SUVs from BYD, plus the extremely important BYD EA1 or the Dolphin, those three new vehicles will be coming out within the next few months. These vehicles coming into the market are going to dramatically increase BYD sales. There's no other possible alternative, but they have to. I mean, look at the cars, look at the pricing of them. The pricing has been released. You can get a medium-sized to small-sized SUV from BYD for just under $11,000 US. That's a full EV. Just imagine how many people are going to buy one of those. Would you buy one? If you're in the market for that kind of car, you'd have to consider it. There's no doubt. Now, according to Moneyball, besides just the plug-in cars, BYD actually delivered last month 1,250 commercial full electric vehicles, including 700 buses, and year-to-date sales of commercial electric vehicles amounted to 4,400, including 2,600 buses. Now, this personally really excites me because I can't stand when I'm either walking on the street or driving in my car and I'm behind a bus that's spitting out enormous, kind of disgusting diesel fumes, and you can see all the black smoke going everywhere. It doesn't matter unless you've got like a special Tesla car with a heap of air filter in it. Pretty much every other car, you actually get those fumes coming into your car, and it's when you know that actually causes cancer. It's like it's having someone smoke a cigarette in your car. It's disgusting. So I love the fact that BYD is really going after the electric bus market, really going after the bus market to change people's experience, to put electric buses on the street. Now, guys, this isn't about global warming for me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my personal experience, your personal experience being much better by being able to go on an electric bus. They're quieter, they don't pollute in the same way. They're just better in every way. So remember, BYD is a battery company that also makes cars. They're vertically integrated, and that makes them the most likely brand to break out of China in a big way. I think this is just the beginning of huge things for BYD globally. And I have recommended to my viewers to invest in the stock. I still think it's undervalued. Currently, it's around $57 for BYDDY. You can invest in that through various different means. I've made a video on how to invest in BYD if you want to. The PE ratio is at around 122. I still think it's really good value. For a vertically integrated company that basically makes almost all of the car in-house and is the first company in the world to be able to sell these vehicles at the same price as an ICE vehicle and still make money, there's huge opportunity here. Thanks for watching the video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.